Hello humans, Retro Rocket Man back again with another video. I picked up this Buzz Lightyear from the new movie from Disney, Lightyear. This time it's in his traditional spacesuit, and you can see a different packaging, Disney Pixar Lightyear. Same on the top, same on the other side. And a photo of the product that's inside the box, along with another version of Buzz Lightyear, which I did in an earlier video. And he's pretty cool. There's not much going on the bottom, of course, just the usual garb. And you can clearly see him in the window. So let's get him out of the box and have a look at him, shall we? And I'm quite impressed with the articulation with this character. He's got quite a few moving joints and he's quite poseable, and the sculpt is looking really good. There's not much in the way of paint apps on the legs though, so we're going to have to do something about that, and amongst other details, and he should come up pretty good. He's got a lot of potential. A lot of the detailing's there, that as how he appears in the film. It just needs to be tweaked a bit more. So first up, I'm going to have to paint the shoes or the legs, and I'm going to have to mix up my own green using a bit of yellow and a bit of blue, and just keep mixing it till I get a reasonable facsimile of the green that's already on his suit. It'll take a little while to get it just right, or at least something that I deem close enough, and you just sort of play it by eye. Because the blue is such a strong colour, you want to just add a little bit of blue to more yellow, a little bit at a time, mix it through until you get a good intensity and colour match. So this is trial and error, and but it's a bit of fun. Put a little bit of black in to darken it down a little bit as well. I felt it was too bright. It's all experimentation anyway. It goes on rather thin. This particular paint's not really that great, but after a few coats it gets the intensity that you're after generally. You just have to keep at it. So just painting all the green details. That's how he appears in the film. Obviously the figure didn't come painted down the bottom, which is a little bit of a disappointment, but hey, gives people like me something to do. And I'm also doing some silver accenting on other parts of his suit, in particular the collar area around his missing helmet. Now I've got to mix up some purple, because there's some purple details I need to do on him as well, so a bit of blue and a bit of red. And you just obviously same approach as I did with the green. You just have to mix it till you get the sort of colour that you're after, altering the red or the blue respectively till you get the colour match. And I'm just going to compare it here. It doesn't look too bad. I'm not going to get an exact match, but that's pretty good. So I'm painting some details on his gloves that weren't there before, and I'm just giving some purple accents. And I also realised that inside the collar area of his helmet needed to be painted green. And there's also some grey, light grey accents on his suit as well. All this is very subtle, so I'm just adding these extra details that were lacking in the original figure. Now it's time to give him a super black wash with some liquid shoe polish, just to bring out all those nicely sculpted details and show up all that line work and that panel work that runs throughout his suit. And you just let it get in there, and then you just gently rag it off. This will give me less to remove with the sponge later. So I'm just being very careful not to take out the black in the lines and the panel work. I want to keep that there. And this process is going to weather up his suit nicely, because it's probably going to be sort of showing some wear and tear, just to give it that realism that I'm always trying to achieve. Take away from the plastic look. Dirtying down the gloves as well. You've got to give the whole suit the same treatment. So once I've let that dry properly, I'm now going in with a scouring sponge and cleaning it up even more, because I just don't like it looking too dirty. You still want to have those panel lines and features of the suit pop out at you, and just removing more of the black shoe polish helps with that. I'm also using the sponge to cut back a little bit on the green paint that I applied earlier, just to give it some more wear and tear. And naturally you can see there I'm cleaning up the suit quite dramatically, and it leaves behind the shoe polish in those nooks and crannies, and really makes them stand out. So there's a clean leg, and in comparison to the one that I haven't cleaned, just looks a lot better. Obviously you just do it to your own taste, but I like to have a bit more contrast going on. You can see the scuffing there on the green. I want to do the same on the other side, just to show more wear and tear. So I'm just cutting back some of that green paint that I put on earlier with the scouring side of the sponge, just gently doing it and getting it to the degree that I like. And this will all flow with the wear and tear of the suit, in my opinion. He's been knocked around a bit. Now I did a brown shoe polish treatment on his face, but it sort of showed up some imperfections in the mould, so I'm going to have to repaint it again. So I'm going to use the Tamiya flat flesh tone, and this stuff's really good. It'll only take like 2 coats to give me a nice smooth even all over finish. So I'm just going to repaint all the skin tone areas, and this will also mute down the plastic and flatten it out, make it a little bit more flesh-like as opposed to a hard plastic look. Just being very careful not to get any on the hairline, and it'll come up a treat. Now I can't paint eyeballs or pupils for squat, so I'm staying away from those. Now, I had to go back in and do the grey accents again, because when I did remove the shoe polish, I just took the grey off with it. So I'm just touching those back up again after the shoe polish treatment, and they'll just give it that extra look of reality, or at least closer look to the movie, how he appeared in the film. I'm just using the grey to further accent other parts of his suit, in this case around his abdomen area. There's some little highlights on the suit there. I'm using a white or an off-white colour just to create chips and scratches on the green parts of his armour or his suit. Again, just making it look more like the wear and tear. Not brand new out of the factory look. This is knocked about look. Giving him a pink rouge or a bit of a slap cheek look. Bit of a rosy complexion. It's how he also seems to come out in the film, on his cheek and chin area. Just a subtle or practically dry brush effect, just to give him a bit more depth and colour. And put a bit of rosy glow in his face, his features. It's time for a black wash on the hair. Again, liquid shoe polish, and this will bring out those sculpted areas in his hairline just to make it stand out a bit more. I'm going to let that dry so it properly dries in those darker area, recess areas, and then remove it with a wet scouring sponge again, just to give him more depth and dimensionality to his hair, his sculpted hair. And then furthermore, I'm going to just give his hair a bit of a light brown dry brush, just to give him highlights and just to lighten up the overall look of his hair, and also make the sculpt stand out just that little bit more as well. Probably could have used a better brush in this case, just to get a better effect, but it's not bad. So there it is, fellow humans. This is my take on Buzz Lightyear from the movie Lightyear using the 12-inch Mattel figure. And as I said earlier, all the sculpting details there, it just needs a little bit of extra help to make him look more like how he appears in the film. I'm quite pleased with the end result. Thanks for sitting through to the end. This is Retro Rocket Man, over and out.